How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Vanilla Soup, and today we're going to be talking about 7 E3 predictions for Halo Infinite. Now, just a quick side note at the beginning here. Now, this could be E3 and just E3, sure, but there's a lot of places this summer that Halo Infinite could be shown off at. There's E3, there's Xbox Fan Fest, there's an Inside Xbox possibility, and there's even Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest. And I want to remind you guys real quickly, if you like the video, definitely consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It helps out the channel a lot. That way you can stay up to date on all things Halo Infinite. But with all that business out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so my first prediction here is the one that I think is the most obvious, and that is Halo Infinite finally getting its own release date. You see, since we've had the Halo Infinite delay back in August of last year, we have not had a concrete date set in stone again. Yeah, sure, we've had some rumors of the 15th, which would make sense because that's the Combat Evolved anniversary, and, you know, it's just a really good date in general for Halo. And the fall-winter time is generally when Halo comes out, which would make a lot of sense considering that's the Halo Combat Evolved anniversary, and that would add just some really cool symmetry to the whole thing. But it's really important that we get to know a date sooner rather than later. We've been waiting for so long for this game, and I think it's about time we get clued in on when it's actually coming out. And no, I don't just mean the window that we've been given of fall 2021, I mean a concrete date. A date does so much for your fans and for the game itself. Once we know a date, we can start making plans. We could go to our friends like, are you getting on? Are you getting on? We're all getting on!
We get it almost every night when that
And that's one of the things I'm most excited about, is getting that first day of Halo Infinite with the friends. That's going to be an amazing experience. That hype really helps sell your game too, and that date does a lot for your game as well. Knowing a date generates a lot of hype for your game overall, so I think it's about time we get a date. My second prediction here is that Halo Infinite will get its big multiplayer reveal. I'm thinking a really bomb trailer with some really cool Halo music to really set the mood, and I could just hear it now. We've heard a lot about this rumored Big Team Battle 2.0, but if you're asking me, I think Warzone and Halo 5 was sort of Big Team Battle 2.0, and I think if anything, we need to see an evolution of that, and I think we will during E3. If last year's heavy focus was on the campaign, it only makes sense that we get a huge focus on multiplayer this year. Which brings me to my next prediction, is the announcement of any flighting or betas taking place in the near future. Again, I think this is one that is better served sooner rather than later. You look back at Halo 5's beta, and that took place months before its official release, and it lasted almost 3 weeks. Now, the game industry has really changed a lot since those 6 years ago, so I think what we can expect is a really dense weekend stress test, because at this point I think almost everything for Halo Infinite is set in stone. I think they just need a little bit of feedback from the community and maybe make some small adjustments here or there. And who knows, maybe if there is something quite alarming that the community brings up, then they have time to fix it. That's why I think it's better served sooner rather than later. I think the dream here is that at the end of the Xbox press conference at E3, someone from 343 just says, oh yeah, and also the beta is tonight. That would just be so cool, and man, the hype would be unreal. And going along with multiplayer betas and flighting, I think it only makes sense that we get a customization breakdown for Halo Infinite. I think it only makes sense that we get the big breakdown of the Halo Infinite armor and color customization within the multiplayer. We've heard a lot about this coding system, and we're not really too sure how it works. We've heard a little bit about the Watchdog armor that you get as a reward for reaching to 152 in Halo 5, but we don't know where that armor coding is going to be applicable. Is it just your armor? It looks like it's weapons too. Does it go on your vehicles also? These are things we need answered, and I think E3 is the perfect place to do it. But also, I think it'd be really cool to just see how big it is. We've heard that it's going to be similar to Halo Reach level of customization options, and I think it's about time we see what that looks like. Okay, so we've talked a lot about multiplayer and multiplayer predictions. How about the campaign? I don't think that it's going to be completely put to the side for this presentation. I think maybe, yeah, we might get a big emphasis on multiplayer at E3, but maybe at an Inside Xbox, we get a huge blowout of campaign news. Maybe we get a look at the updated graphics and see how the demo from last year has evolved over time. I think it's just going to be a little bit more information. I don't think they're going to just rock our socks and announce some mind-blowing thing before the game's launch. That just wouldn't make sense. But what I think would make sense as far as reveals go is my next prediction, which is a character reveal. No, I don't really think that they'll announce the Arbiter. I mean, I would love for him to be confirmed soon as well, but I don't think it's going to be anything that big. My line of thought tends to flow towards maybe a reveal of Blue Team and maybe one of the characters from that team returning into Halo Infinite, or maybe even a team member from Osiris. I think a really good character to reveal is Buck. I think that would generate a lot of hype from the game because Buck is a likable character, number one, but also we've seen a lot of hype for Hyperius and how he has Spartan Locke's helmet on his shoulder. So there's a lot of intrigue there, like what happened to Locke? I think if Buck is there, that would increase the interest in Locke as well. So if Buck is revealed, I think that would generate a ton of hype for the game. Or, you know, maybe if they did want to go a little bit more grand, they could go with something with revealing Cortana. I don't want them to necessarily spoil any major plot details, but obviously we as fans have a lot of questions with how that whole Reclaimer saga is coming to an end. Where is Cortana? What is she doing? Why are the Banished taking over Zeta Halo and Cortana is not getting involved? These are things that are just flowing around that we don't have answers to yet. In the end, I really do want to express just how excited I am for E3 and Xbox's showcase this year. I have such fond memories of 2018 at E3 when I got to go in person for the very first time, and I just look back at that as the time of my life. I was there for the first official trailer for Halo Infinite, and I just can't believe that it's finally going to come out this year, and this E3 is where it's all going to go down, and I'm just so ready to be blown away. Not only is this a big year for Xbox, but this is a big year for Halo. I just can't wait for Halo news and Xbox news in general to come into my heart and my soul and just envelop me in all that warmth that I so desperately need. This last year was really rough for game news and really rough for Halo news more specifically. So it's really cool and a really awesome feeling to know that we are finally going to get to that point where it's in sight. The end of the tunnel is in sight, and I just cannot wait for it. And all the rumors that we've heard and all the speculation that we've received, it's just going to be under the bridge in a matter of a few weeks, and I'm ready to just know what's going on. But that's it for me today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to leave that like button. It does help out the channel a lot. I stream all the time on Twitch, so check out the link to that and the link in the description below, and we'll see you over there. But I'm also interested to hear your thoughts. What are you hoping, or what do you think will be revealed at E3 this year for Halo Infinite? Do you think my predictions are likely? Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. As always, guys, I hope you have a good one, and until next time, I'll see you online. Vanilla Soup, out.